The eighth event, the Albert Handicap, one of the trickiest on the programme, I think, race number 8. This is a Class 2 over the 1,400 metres, headed by California Whip. He's been gelded since last season. Wide draw for him here. Consort, big reputation still to be fulfilled. Solar Hey won on the final day last year, beating Mongolian King, Baba Mama, and Healthy Joyful. They all match up once more.
Good quality Class 2. Good to slow. Solar Hey potentially could lead. California Whip from the wide barrier is capable of charging forward and maybe taking him on. Green Dispatch can race handy. Healthy Joyful. Alma Baby should get a lovely run from barrier number 3. I don't think Lucky Girl's going well enough unless he just pushes on. But at 1,400 metres, I think he'll struggle to do that. Actually
run his Green Dispatch. Now, Zach Purton galloped him on this occasion. He hasn't got a ride in this race. Has got 118 pounds, so maybe that's the reason there. And then Sam Clipperton did it in the next gallop, which is, you can see how he's progressing here, and he's riding him on race day. This was just the other day, the 31st of August, and he's come on nicely. But there is a change of jockey, so I thought I'd just show you the two pieces of the different jockeys on.
All right, that's Green Dispatch. We're going to start off here with Matthew Poon once more. Solar Hey won the final race on the final day last year. Can he come back and win on the opening day this?
Solar Hey, Matthew, we haven't seen him at the barrier trials, but you've been riding him in some work. How's the horse going?
He getting old, but when he feel well, he's still really competitive in Class 2. So seems like he come back. Doesn't look like he feel tired. So hopefully he can get the same performance like the off season.
You mentioned he won at the end of last season too. You mentioned that day that he won on a wet track, and that seemed to help him. Would you like a wet track for him again?
Yeah, definitely. Like I think he better on the softer ground because he, as I said, he getting old and some like maybe if track too firm, he feel a little bit. So wet track and good barrier. I think he's fresh, and I think he still can win reasonable.
We might get his wish as far as the reign's concerned, but Baba Mama and Mongolian King maybe waited to reverse the form?
Yeah, I think Mongolian King was sort of threatening, wasn't he, towards the end of last season? He's probably the horse I'll side with, but this is a fairly even race. You could write a script for a few. Yep,
there's a few good chances in this. Mongolian King's dropped 16 pounds in the off-season too. He's looking fit going into this particular race. Solar Hey getting on in age like us all. And that little bit of softness under his legs would be quite good.
The one thing about him is he's quite a unique horse, Solar Hey. He can sprint for 600 metres. A lot of horses sort of can dash for 200, 300. He can sprint for 600 solid metres. So if neither can I. If they let him alone out on front and he just ups gradually, Matthew Poon, and he gets into rhythm, he's very difficult to cut down.
And he did have a bad draw there as well. He was drawn wide, so he's got a better draw this time round. Hank's Decision was a big winner at the end of last season as well. Brett Preble. It's a pickup ride for him. Made no mistake.
Oh, it was a great run here, and it was a hard run, and he still came on and won really, really well. I haven't really been taken with his track work this season, though, and he hasn't trialled nicely enough. I'm just a bit worried about him. I just wonder if he's been to the Bahamas or somewhere in the off-season, had a few margaritas or something, but the way he won that, if he can reproduce that, he'll be right in the finish.
Yeah, I'm with you. That was an outstanding win, but the trial recently I thought was just very average, and as Paul said, the track work to go with it. So I'm going to sit on the fence with him. I'm actually going to suggest Alma Baby might be able to run a reasonable race. I thought his trial leading in was terrific. He was well beaten there, and he's ideally not best at 1,400 metres at Sha Tin, but I think he's going well and he could sneak in because I think it's an even type of race where you want some value.
Yeah, it was the Fabulous One trial, so it might well have been they just looked after him with Fabulous One going
Possibly.
for like a scalded cap. But we will see, I suppose. The other horse to take into consideration, a number of them, but Encounter, just one start. He went off at a big price here at Happy Valley for John Size.
It's interesting, there's a horse to follow list going around with a number of identities through the club and very good judges involved, and this horse has bobbed up in a few of those 10 picks from certain people. Obviously, John Size, Joe Moreira factor, high achievement bonus on offer as well. He looked a nice horse at the end of last season who wasn't ready. Does he look ready first up, Paul?
Look, he pulled up lame after that as well, so he had a bit of a break. He looks okay now. I've put him in the numbers as well. It's back to 1,400. That was 1,650.
Yeah, I think this is a really tricky race, even I think, as you said, Brett. So where we ended up, Paul, for the eighth?
I've gone with Mongolian King in an even race. I think he can come out on top. He's a good price too. You'll get a good price with the even race. So I'd be backing him straight out. That's how I'd bet this race. Just one bet on him to win. Encounter, look, it was a good run, 1,400 metres. I think he'd be running on again. And California Whip and Bubba Mama. Now, Bubba Mama had a busy season last season. He's had that little break, so I wouldn't be surprised if he ran well. California Whip's got a wide draw and he's got the big weight, but he is class. 7-5-1-9.
I'm with Paul. I'm going to go with Mongolian King. My suggested play here would be to back Mongolian King each way and then have Alma Baby a little eachy way as well, because he'll be a big price. I don't know whether this is the right race for him, Alma Baby, and the more I look at it, it's probably not. But his trial was terrific. He was deep and he found the line well, and he just might bob up in a race that sort of looks even. So I've gone 7-6-3-1. If he fails here, Alma Baby, I'll be still following, particularly if he goes to the Valley and drops back in trip.
Yeah, good race. Race number 8.